Recording now. Welcome to Agilely, Able and April, and recording here. Recording to the iCloud.
Recording in progress.
Off we go, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it's the start of a brand new program, just in time for spring. So welcome to Agilely, Able in April. And as the headline promises, this program is going to help us develop mobility as well as capability. So over the next 5 weeks in April, you're going to learn how to build upon basic functional movement patterns, but we're going to actually expand upon those movement patterns, literally, freeing, we hope, the white tissue or the connective tissue. We're going to build our core bracing and our postural support, and we're going to be working on this mobility component, which is going to be woven in just like our fascial matrix is. And you will become very, very aware of your joints and any white matter restrictions or fascial restrictions that you have. And we will improve upon those. If anything causes pain, remember that's a signal to modify. So don't move into that pain range of motion. Always stay in that pain-free range of motion. But we're going to try and open up these stiff, immobile joints, lubricate them and the fascia with this movement. And please just remember that your mobility is a product of your stability plus your flexibility. And these things are going to help us as we move through life. So very different programming, very different warm-up. I've worked really hard and diligently on it, but it's all brand new. I've never taught a program like this before, and I'm super excited to share this with you this month. So before we begin, are you guys good? Is the sound volume good and was the music good? Great, awesome, thank you. Well, let's just dive right into our warm-up, shall we? All right, off we go. Just a quick 2-minute introduction and right into it. All right, volume still good, everyone? Great, awesome. Okay, so functional basic movement patterns. Beginning with our hip hinge. We're going to stick the feet hip width apart. Place your hands right at the hip flexor area. Hip hinge forward. Exhale and extend. And again, inhale, hip hinge forward. Exhale and extend. One more like that. Good. So now let's challenge with a difference in leverage. Hands go behind your head. Chin goes back. Hip hinge, neutral spine. Buttocks back. Knees soft. And lift. Inhale, allowing the breath to fill the thoracic cage, providing support for the spine. And again, inhale. Exhale and raise off and up. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. Stick up position into squats. Exhale. Sticking the floor with all 10 toes. And again, exhale. Sitting into it. Trying to minimize the degree of trunk flexion. And again, squatting down. Feeling the joints, feeling any restrictions through the hips and the knees. And again, squat down. And lift up. Great. Shoulder mobility as you squat. Snow angel the arms. Trying to extend the arms fully overhead. And again, beautiful. Reach. And exhale. Good. And 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhaling. Exhaling. Mobilizing our backside. extension, overhead fold. Great. Sweep the arms out, up and around, and back down to mountain pose. Great. Inhale up into extension. Exhale, forward fold. Grabbing the floor wherever you can. A yoga block may come in handy here. Inhale, flare the arms out and up. And one more time. Inhale into extension, looking up if you can. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Good. Adding the element of rotation now. We inhale, forward fold. Arms come up to a T. Place one hand on the opposite thigh. And rotate up, looking up at your hand. Coming back down to a T. Sweep up. And into extension. Forward fold to the other side. Arms to a T. Hand to thigh. Same arm goes up, reaching up, looking up at your hand. Arms out, sweep up, and down. One more time to either side. Inhale up to forward fold. Arms to a T. Rotation with support. Knees stay soft. Looking up at your hand. Out to a T. Sweep up and down. Last time, other side. Inhale up. Forward fold. Arms out to a T. Hand to opposite thigh. Rotate and look up. Bring it back to the center. Sweep it up and down. Ready for a lunge? We're going to lunge forward. It doesn't matter what leg you choose. Giant step forward. Good. Arms sweep up into extension. And down. Go straight down, straight up. Straight down, opening up those hips, connecting with that back glute. And up. Straight down, straight up. Giant step back. Other side. Here we go. Heel, ball, toe, wide step, lunge forward. Inhale, arms up. Lower the center of gravity as the arms extend overhead. Arms come out and down. Down and up. 4. And up. Connecting with the glute. 3. And up. Opening up the hip flexors. 2. And up. And 1. Giant step back. Switching to the other side, adding the element of rotation. Coming into the hip flexor stretch. Low down to the ground. Back knee settles down to the ground if your flexibility affords you that. Great. Inside hand to inside foot in step. Outside hand goes up. Looking up toward the ceiling or your hand. Bring it back. Step the feet in together. All the way up. Walk yourself back to the other side. Here we go. Lunging forward, opposite leg. I think I just lunged forward the wrong leg. Here we go. Opposite leg. There we go. Coming down low. Awesome. Open runner's lunge. Inside hand to the instep. Outside hand up. And look up. Yes, balance will definitely be a critical factor here. Good. Hands on either side of the foot. Come to squat. All the way up and down. All right. Ready for some stabilization now. Here we go. Into high plank. Inhale up. Exhale forward, forward, forward fold rather. Walk yourself out to high plank as if you're doing a ½ inch worm. Hold your plank. Squeeze your gluteals. Pull up your kneecaps. Pack your shoulders with a brace. Good. Push into down dog. You palms of your hands into the floor. We're going to do some calf pedals in down dog. You're going to pedal one foot down, bending the opposite knee, pushing the heel down, calf pedal. So it's one side, then the other side. One side, then the other side. And again, one side and the other side. One more time each side. Good. Come back into high plank. Step through with one leg into open equestrian. Good. You're back in that low runner's lunge. Step your feet together. Sweep up, out, down, and around. Great job, everyone. All right. So we're going to bring it. That is your warm-up. We're going to begin tonight with a glute bridge. We will be progressing on every single one of our exercises as we go through the course of the next 5 weeks. So for tonight's bridge, we'll be bridging on the mat only, all right? And then I'll show you a sample of where we're going with this later on. So if you would, please go ahead and lie on your back on the mat. Feet hip width apart. So that would be the width of your hip bones, not the outside of your hips. You want to try to make a parallel line between your feet, your knees, and your hip bones. Arms are by your side to act as baffles. Here we go. We pack the shoulders by gently making that connection with the mat. You've got some wonderful feedback there. Drawing in the abdominals, drawing up through the pelvic floor so that the elevator goes up to the 3rd floor only. You're going to exhale, squeezing through the glutes. Coming up, I want you to feel a lengthening through the front of the thigh. Being cognizant that the legs don't fan apart. Puppies are allowed. And inhale and exhale down. Great. And again, inhale. Brace and pack. Exhale to bridge. Feeling the stretch through the hip flexors and through the quads. Inhale at the top. Exhale down. Inhale. Brace well. Exhale using the shoulder blades as your shelf. Inhale, squeezing those glutes, and exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale into bridge with bracing support, squeezing those glutes, lengthening the front of the thigh and hip flexors, and down. And again, inhale. Exhale, bridge. Inhaling at the top, keeping all the parts and pieces in place, and exhale down. A few more. Exhale into bridge. Inhale. Exhale and down. Great. Make sure you don't inchworm away from your feet. You may find yourself kind of inchworming up your mat as you do your bridges. Try to look down the front of your body. Make sure that your knees are not fanning apart. Sometimes that small ball can be utilized to place between your inner thighs to squeeze. Exhale into your bridge. We have one more for 10. Inhale and exhale into bridge. Now next week, we will be adding a march to our bridge. So when you're in your bridge, you're going to lift one leg up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So you'll be maintaining your bridge and marching throughout a specific rep range. Coming over now, we're going to switch over into our plank. We'll be doing a 10-second plank, and I'm going to run my stopwatch. 10-second plank, coming up to a high plank position. So from our quadruped, let's set up a strong foundation, because remember, mobility is stability plus flexibility. So here we go. Stabilize the shoulder girdle and the lumbar spine by bracing the abs. Hook your toes, extend one leg. Extend the other leg. Down we go to the forearms. 10 seconds here. We'll be coming up to our high plank in 5 more shoulders packed. Here we go. Right arm comes up. Right arm goes down. 10 seconds. Squeezing the glutes. Squeezing the quads. Holding, holding. We're going to be coming up on the left side. Here we go. Left side up. Left side down. 10 seconds. Starting at 31 seconds. Squeezing and holding. Feel the belly button pulling in and up like you're trying to zip up. Up we go. Right side. Like you're trying to zip up a pair of pants that are too tight. Right side down. And bracing again. 49 to 59. Here we go. Squeeze. Hold. 10 seconds. Coming up into high plank. Left side. Beautiful. Down we go, guys. We're doing 6 reps, holding 10 seconds, starting at 107. Holding, holding, holding. Coming up on the right side, up you go. Down you go. Last one. Starting at 121 to 131. Squeezing, shivering, shaking is okay. Coming on up now, left hand. And drop to your knees. Stretch your wrists and your elbows. You'll get used to the mat burn after a while. That's normal. All right, grabbing your heavier weights now, we're going to begin with squats. Now, I'm just going to give you some ideas as we go through some of our exercises. I indicated in your introduction letter that you may want a soft, squishy ball. So this ball came out of a bin, either at the, I think it was at the dollar store. You can see that my ball has some good give to it. I can use this ball between my legs to incorporate more of my inner thigh, adductor muscles, and pelvic floor. So the ball is a great tool in all the pelvic floor certification courses that I've done. So if you're like 60% of women, childbearing age, who have pelvic floor issues, this can be a handy tool, and you can buy it at the dollar store in the child section. All right, I'll probably set you back $4. All right, so we're going to grab our weights. And I'm going to do this with the ball so you can see what's going on here. There we go. I'm going to wrap my weights. 15 squats. So I'm squeezing the ball. That's helping to keep my knees from buckling in or bowing out. Here I go. Into my squat. I squeeze and come up and down. Great. So Rebecca's got the band, just the opposite. She's got the band around her legs. She's got the monster band around her legs. That works exactly the opposite. A little bit of more of a gluteal and external rotation effect, which is wonderful, wonderful modification. Exhale. A third of the way there. Exhale. Great. And again, exhale. Halfway there. Exhale. Squeezing that ball, squeezing the pelvic floor. Right here, exhale forcibly to engage more of the transverse abdominis. Elicits a strong gluteal connection, a stronger pelvic floor connection, and of course, a stronger abdominal connection. And last one, squeeze and up. Great. Next is our seated row. Please grab your bench and your bands. I almost couldn't get that spit out. So the seated row will be our base exercise for the lats, rhomboids, which help pull your shoulder blades together, and band. We're going to be deadlifting today with our bands. If you have a band and it has handles on it like this is wonderful for deadlifts. So watch the setup, please. One handle of the band goes under one foot with a stiff part of the handle on the outside of the foot right under the arch. The other handle goes under the opposite foot. You're going to want a little wider than hip width. Crisscross your band. Crisscross it here. Now watch. I'm going to go all the way down and I'm going to grab the lower loop, creating a figure 8. Grab the lower part of the band, creating a figure 8. So you crisscross it. So you've got it crisscrossed, right? Now you're going to deadlift down, grab right inside your feet, and it creates an infinity sign. Come up to neutral spine. Glutes are back. There's some good tension on this band. Solidify your feet now. Stick them and exhale and come up. 15 and 14. Squeeze those glutes. You got to step firm and fast on that band. This will really teach you to stick your feet, which is great. Got some good tension on that band right near the top there. You can bend your knees softly to accommodate it. Do not let it pull your arms forward. And if your hands slip, all you gotta do is choke up. Halfway there, right here. Squeezing those glutes, pulling them up your backside. Squeeze and lower. 6 and lower. Heels are down, toes are down. Feel that big toe, like you're doing a short foot. Good, 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. And down, good. Step out of your band. Shake your hands. If you have a heavy band and you're gripping so hard, this is great for your grip strength. Oh yeah, okay. Another stabilizing exercise. This is the high plank to T-spine rotation. So this is a combination stability and mobility exercise all in one. So let's begin. Let's set this up from tabletop. Coming into tabletop with the hands right under the shoulders, the shoulder blades packed and the abdominals drawn up. Coming into your high plank, one leg or both legs at one time is fine. If you'd like to watch me for this first rep, that's fine. I'm going to exhale, come sideways, rotate up. Inhale, come back to plank, alternating sides. Exhale. Reach up, look up if you can. Now, if it's too hard from a balance perspective, just simply look straight ahead. If you want to add that extra mobility component, you can look up. You can see that balance plays a strong role in mobility because, again, you must be stable and flexible in order to be mobile. Great. So turning on to tandem foot rotation. We have 3 more. The puppies are loving it. And 2 more. And 1 more. And I think that is 6 reps with it, maybe 7. Great job, great job. From here, stretching the wrists. Let's release. Good. Spread your fingertips apart. Sit into child's pose if that afford you comfort here. If this causes any discomfort in the knees, separate your feet, extend your arms forward, push your fingertips into the ground, and keep your hips elevated as you stretch them over your heels. Straightening the wrists and straightening the elbow to stretch out and free those cramped joints. All right. Lastly, bird dog. One of the best stabilization and back exercises known to man. We're going to begin on the mat. Now, if you're on a hard surface and the bird dog is uncomfortable under your wrists or under your knees, if it's your wrists, the former, you simply roll up the end of your mat, creating extra cushion. You can roll it again, creating a bit of a bolster. Same thing for your knees. If your knees are uncomfortable, simply roll up your mat a couple times to give you extra comfort. If it's both, simply roll both ends to give you a bolster on either end. From here, bracing the shoulders, packing the abdominals. We extend one arm, one leg, balancing, supporting, and inhale, exhale, and extend. Again, we will be capitalizing on all these movements throughout the month. We'll be making exercises like this into strong hip extensions. One of the best exercises for the gluteals, according to the American Council on Exercise study, done out in the Midwest. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. That was number 3. We are doing 6. So here's number 4. Making sure that the belly button stays buttoned up like a tufted cushion. Good, 2 more. Try not to hook your feet. If you want to progress the exercise and create that other element of instability, just by simply pointing your toes as you lower your feet, you'll take away that ground contact and, of course, decrease your base of support. Great. Back in the child's pose we go. Enjoy that stretch. So far, so good. We're going to move on now to more of a more flexible, mobile kind of position, if you will. There we go. So we're going to begin in a child's pose, and we're going to work on some mobility through the upper back. Super important. When we sit at a desk all day, we end up losing this thoracic extensibility, especially if we have forward head or rounded shoulder posture, or both, or what you call kyphosis, which would be that rounding of the upper back like I just did. We've all seen human examples of those postures, so I know I don't need to beat a dead horse, but please know that if you are stiff through this area of your spine, the area of your spine that takes the brunt of it is right here. Because if you can no longer extend through this bra strap area of your spine, you end up extending through the lumbar spine, which of course puts a lot of extra pressure and requires a joint that's supposed to be more stable to be more mobile, all right? So really what we want is stable through the scapular or the shoulder girdle joint, mobile through the thoracic area of your spine, stable through the pelvic girdle, all right? And then, of course, mobile through the hip, all right? So, with that in mind, let's try this. We're going to start in child's pose. This is going to seem a little weird, and you're going to be moving in ways that you haven't moved before. We're going to create a wave with our back. Watch how we do this. We go from child's pose. Now watch what I do. I'm going to round my upper back as I come up off my legs. And now I'm going to extend my upper back, coming into a modified cobra, bending at the thorax. If you like, you can look up at the ceiling. From here, we're reversing it. So we bend at the lower back area, extending and then finally bending back into our child's pose. And that's called the spinal wave. All right, so here we go. Child's pose, upper back, middle back, modified cobra. You're coming into that modified plank. And then reverse it completely. Lower back, middle back, upper back, and child's pose. One more time. Inhale. Arching up through the head and neck and spine like a bucket bronco. To a snake. Inhale, snaking the spine back. Thinking of it like a string of pearls. Nice and mobile. From here, we're going to come up to quadruped position. I'm going to have you bring one leg forward to 90-90. So 90-degree bend at the hip with this back leg. 90-degree bend at the hip and knee with the front leg. Here's what you don't want to do. You want to try not to fold this leg in, okay? Try to bring it out so that the shin is parallel to the end of your mat. This is a great hip opener. Good, now hands on either side, try to sit up tall. You will not be able to put this butt cheek down. Great, from the front, it looks like this. Again, 90-degree angles, feet are flexed. Good, sit up as tall as you can. You're gonna feel an incredible stretch through the front and the hip joint on this leg here through the posterior hip on the front. Now, if your flexibility affords you this, only if, bring your hands forward, and if you like, try to come down your forearms. Good. Try not to let that leg slide in. Mine just wanted to slide in, I caught it. Breathe into the hips now. Inhale. Try to square your shoulders over your hips. Try to keep your hips square. And exhale. Great. Push yourself up with your hands. Great. And we're going to swivel around to the other side. So 90 degrees on the back leg, 90 degrees on the front leg. Feet are flexed. Use your hands to help you sit up tall. Feel it in that hip socket. Feel it in those hip flexors. Sit up nice and tall. Great. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Come forward if your mobility affords you that. If it doesn't, it's okay. Stay right where you are. The former is always just as good as the latter. Hold that stretch. Great. Come back up. Come back to the center. Come over onto your backs. Draw your knees gently into your chest. Allow your head, your neck, and your shoulders to relax into the mat. Try to feel the shoulder blades on the mat if you can. That's great feedback right there. Try to imagine your chin is tipped gently toward your knees so that your neck is not overarched. Let one leg go. Hug the other leg in, opening up through the hip flexors. This stretch can also be done on your step bench with your butt halfway off the end of it and the leg extended out over it. Great. Switching legs now, opening up the hip flexors. One leg in, thigh to the chest if you can. Awesome. Both feet on the mat. Roll all the way over until you are on your belly. Use one arm as a pillow for your head. Take your other hand and reach for your foot or your ankle and draw your heel gently back toward your buttocks. Hold that stretch. Nice big deep breaths. Now engage the glutes, pressing the hips down toward the mat. If you can try and still touch your heel toward your back. That's fine. Whoops. Rebecca, that was a good trick. You were on the ceiling. Other side, guys. Go ahead, use your head, rather your forearm for a pillow. You can turn your head toward the foot or that leg that you're stretching the quads on. Engage that glute now. Feel the hip bone on the mat. Let go. Come back up into quadruped. Ouch. Back up to a standing position. Great job, everybody. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. Thank you so much. I hope you feel more agilely able.